Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Pretty Dirty. I have the one and only Miss Theresa DeMaria. DeMaria from the first ever season of Age of Attraction, which I binge watched. I don't know about you guys, but honestly, only a few people stuck out, you being one of them.
Thank you.
And I'm sure most people could agree, most viewers could agree. So I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
How are you doing? You're glowing.
Am I?
You
Probably
are.
too much makeup.
No.
I don't
never.
know what I'm doing when it comes to that. So it's like
look
the highlighter
beautiful.
can get out of control.
It's always good for camera. Always good for camera.
Exactly.
So, okay, for those of you guys who haven't seen the show, it's basically a show and the premise is dating without knowing people's age, right? To see
Yes.
if age is really an issue, see if there's really, if it's a deal breaker or not.
Yep.
And when I heard about the show, I actually thought it was going to be more like a, what's the one where they're behind the wall and they can't see each other?
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. And I
Yeah.
thought, it's going to be more of a Love is Blind where they can't see each other and they don't know the age.
Right.
And then they came out and you guys are all being introduced. I'm like, okay, well, obviously you're going to know if some, like, maybe not everybody, but for the most part, like,
Yeah.
you're going to know if you're the similar age, right?
For sure. Yeah.
And so I'm curious as to, because you seem to hit it off immediately, right? With your person.
Yes. I mean, there's several things that you don't see, which is that, you do go around and you date everybody for the most part. Like, I think, there's 20 guys to start. I think I got a chance to meet maybe like 16 of them. But, they want you to be with someone who's got that huge gap.
Right.
And when they casted me for it, they said, like, what would be your cutoff? And I said 38. So I know, and that's even young, right? Like, that's
Well, no, he's just so
18
much
years
younger
young.
than that.
I know. So, like, I knew that I was going to be put in a situation with younger guys, which I was totally cool with. And they said that they were going to, like, cast age ambiguous sort of people. So I was like, okay, like, maybe I won't be able to fully know how old they are based on what they look like or maybe what they talk about. But, I was open to that. And so when I met John and I was like, okay, this guy's cool. And I told the producers what my cutoff was. I was like, there's no way he's younger
Right.
than 35. And he also seemed a little bit
Right.
to be
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
in his
I agree.
30s.
Okay, so what was the first? Okay, because obviously you're in this, confined space. So anybody being, even if you're the same age, like it's just this weird honeymoon kind of phase where, you're not in the real world, right? So what was it that drew you to him while you guys felt like on the show, like initially? What was it that drew you to him?
I mean, honestly, like, he was one of my top 3. But I thought he was good looking and I thought we had, some things that were in common. We both loved athletics and, I could tell he was really good dresser and he was probably one of the only ones that, like, I would say I thought dressed well. And that's like a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
So I think that initially I was like, okay, like, I would like to talk to this guy again. But to be honest, like, they just kept kind of putting us next to each other
Got it.
and we didn't really have an opportunity to talk to other people
Okay.
or get to know or, start a relationship with anyone else.
So, okay, so you guys, you get out of the show and introducing to like family, kids, you have children. Remind me of the ages of your children.
So at the time, my oldest was 29 and then my daughter was 25 and my youngest was 22.
Okay, and then John was younger than your oldest son,
Yes,
correct?
he's 27.
27.
He's still 27. So
And-
he's like fresh.
Fresh. So walk me through that.
Yeah.
Like how, like, were your kids like disapproving or was it more you judging yourself or finding it awkward? Was it awkward for John? Like,
Yeah. So, I mean, apparently it wasn't awkward for him, which I always kind of felt like that was kind of weird in some ways. Not that, like, I mean, it's great that he's confident in who he is or whatever, but I was also like, I'm 54.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, you have to have some level of like cringe.
it's almost like a red flag that he wasn't uncomfortable with it a little bit.
Right.
Or
So I
even
kept-
like, I'm uncomfortable, but it's fine. We'll get through it. Like,
Right.
It's you and me, babe.
Yes,
you know
totally.
what I mean?
Yeah, and that I would have been more comfortable with, but he was just like across the board, like, totally fine, zero problem with it. And I'm like, I don't know that I 100% buy that.
Right.
And when he met my kids, you know, it was not super uncomfortable. My kids are so chill. So I think that really helped a lot. And I don't know, they didn't know his age, and I kept that from them up until like the show came out. We really didn't have an opportunity for me to like talk about it. And you know, since John and I had broken up like 4 weeks after we wrapped, I was like, well, what's the point at this, you know, like I'll just let nature take its course and you guys will find out when you find out.
So after your whole experience, obviously you guys are no longer together.
Yeah.
Do you think that age plays a role? Or do you actually think that you could still, or people out there could still be with somebody 20 years younger than them and have a successful, fruitful relationship? I do
think that it could work. I mean, I think it's rare. I think the probability of a couple working when you have a huge age gap gets smaller and smaller. So I'm not saying it absolutely could not happen, but I do think that, somewhere in like the 15 to 20 year age difference, that's a little bit more realistic.
What do you think was the biggest issue in your relationship with him?
I mean, his communication was awful.
Oh, because he's a child.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
But he's 27. You would think he would be like a mad texter, but quite the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, either that or he was just playing me because he lived in Miami, I'm in Chicago, so like we have to communicate. And I've never really been like a huge let's have a phone call every day kind of a girl, but texting throughout the day is like a normal thing. And
of course.
So he was just like, I'm not a texter, I just don't like to text. And I'm like, okay.
Think about this is long distance. Like, what are we
going to do this? So
also, do you like? I would think that any of these dating shows where somebody doesn't live in the same city or the same state as you, and then you're coming out of a reality show, right? So there's fame, there's social media, there's this new life, and I especially think for people that are younger, they get a little taste of that and they're like, oh, wait, so I'm supposed to be tied down now in this relationship?
Right.
Maybe I just want to go out and like live my life and party and whoop it up and take all this like limelight in.
Yeah.
And it's like then they probably weren't there for like
I think that is probably
true intentions.
I think that's more realistic than what it was that he was trying to sell everybody, which was that he was completely like in it and that he was like falling more in love with me every day, which is what he would tell me. And I'm like, how is it? I can't reconcile it completely. And like, I was going to give it some time and see what happens. But, at the end of the day, like I found out very fast that he was just not really in it for the right reasons.
So you think his intentions weren't pure, what he originally had said?
Absolutely. I know that another cast member told me that he reached out to someone like almost right after we broke up. Yeah.
Someone from the show?
Yeah.
Who? She told you?
No, she did not tell me, but another cast member told me that he reached out to her. Yeah.
And are they now talking?
No.
Do you talk to him anymore?
We were on, like, when everything came out, we were in, like, a really good place, like, friendship-wise, and we're, like, supporting each other. But then I think everything came out about, like, his sister kind of, like, bashing me and, like, not being a fan. And he has, like, a very sort of super close relationship with his sister, if you know what I mean.
Red flag.
Is, like, another red flag. And so when I was like, she was being a bitch. I didn't call her a bitch, but I was like, she was being a bitch
I
on
didn't
the show.
say it, but we all knew what I wanted to say.
Yeah. And he got really upset with me, so he unfollowed me. So we're no longer talking.
Over the sister?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
When she was being a bitch?
I was like, we were texting about like show stuff, like as friends, and I was actually going to recommend my manager to him and say like, if you want to like reach out to her, whatever, like trying to help the guy.
Mommy. Trying to mommy the baby.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, been there, done that.
And then he just like stops communicating, which is what he had done like 2 or 3 times in the past. And it's like, won't tell me why, will not communicate, nothing. I know.
It's giving he thinks he's hot shit and he thinks he's the prize and he's not.
No,
like
100%.
He's not.
No, he's delusional.
Oh God, these types of guys drive me nuts, and they get a little taste of like fame or something.
Oh yeah,
and then everything they just get on this like stupid high horse, and it's like, are you nuts?
I know.
Also, a woman there's a certain I'm 36, and even as a 36-year-old woman, I have so much life experience. So even meeting men my own age, I'm like, I have 2 children. I've been married. I've been divorced. I've dated for 10 years. Like I've owned my own homes. I've worked. I'm a businesswoman. So sometimes you just don't have enough life experience under your belt to have things in common. And things can be fun. Sex can be really good.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like, do we have a future together? Like, can you actually understand me? Like, you have grown children.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, what do you do for work? Are you a businesswoman?
I'm in fashion, so I'm a wardrobe stylist.
So that's why fashion was important to you.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, what is it like being with such an age gap? What's the sex like? like I would be, even if I've ever been with somebody who's like a few years younger than me, I'm like, I've had children, like I'm different. Like I'm sure you're like having sex with all these younger women. Yeah. Like, okay, get out of your head. But never that big of an age gap. Yeah. Like, were you ever insecure about anything? Or no?
I'm a Scorpio.
She gives 0 fucks.
So I think I have a tendency to like drive the bus when it comes to sex. So I think, unless the guy's really, really like bad, I think it's usually great.
What is bad? Like, what makes a guy really, really bad in your opinion?
Selfish.
Yeah.
Not equipped correctly or well, or which is kind of mean to say, but like. You either have it or you don't.
For sure.
But yeah, I think it's more like selfishness and
so the sex was good with John.
Yeah.
Not that I want to build him up at all, but okay. So sex was good. Also, I heard a rumor that he still lives with his parents.
Oh God.
Is this true? And I heard that when he's filming his TikToks
about it, so I feel bad.
And he's walking out of this beautiful home in Miami. It's not even his house.
It is not. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So
it's all a big
facade.
Facade. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
But yet
so that was very awkward when we were like post show and he finally like told me this and he was like, this is really sensitive for me and uncomfortable and I'm like going to get my own place and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so how do I come visit you? Like, obviously we're going to have to go into a hotel, which is fine. But like, that's awkward. Like, I'm in your hometown and I have to go to a hotel. Like, I'm not going to go to your mommy and daddy's house and like go in your childhood bedroom. Like, that's just too weird. I'm 54. Like, not doing that.
Also, I want to know why. Why does he live with his parents?
I don't know. He does well, I think. He was always treating me to nice things and whatever. But like, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't do very well. Maybe he can't afford it. I don't know. But like roommates, like.
Right.
Even that would be weird, but like that's better in my opinion than if you're with your mom.
It also sounds like he just has like too close of a relationship with like maybe
his family. Yes.
Which can be a total hindrance on relationships.
I agree.
Like, in general.
I agree.
And not having that self-awareness is just kind of
like you have to be a little independent if you're going to date somebody who's older than you. Yes.
Have the drive to be like, I want to leave the home.
Yeah.
Like, why would you? And your parents also too. It's like, I have like debilitating anxiety thinking about my kids leaving because I'm obsessed with my children, but I'm also like, you need to leave the nest. Like eventually, like I'm not going to completely enable you guys to live here.
I know. Like I moved out right after college and lived in New York by myself or with my college roommate. And my kids, none of them really lived at home. So I just am not used to that dynamic. And I also feel like, he was kind of hinting the whole time like, oh, I would love to live in Chicago. And I'm like, I don't want to live in Chicago. Like I'm not living in Chicago. Like you're not moving in with me. And it didn't click until later.
So when did he reveal that he lives with his parents?
I think it was like the week after we wrapped.
Do you feel like that's a bomb being dropped on you? Do you feel like he should have told you that before?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you feel like that would have altered your decision?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it just kind of, he acts like he's so mature. He puts on, I don't know if it's putting on an act or not. Like the more I learn, the more I'm like, he is kind of just like building this personality for himself. So yeah, I was kind of like shocked and like very cringy.
That's just such a red flag.
I
Like
know.
you can't go back from that. And it's funny because it's like definitely more common in like European cultures
Yeah.
and just other cultures in general. Like you live with your parents until you kind of get married.
Yeah.
But also, it's also not. Most European cultures, like they want the woman to like be home cooking and cleaning and
Yes.
taking care of the
Right.
husband.
More
It's like that's just not the
traditional.
day and age that we
No.
kind of live in. Especially if you're dating, in your 50s. You're
Yeah.
like, I've had my kids. I
Yeah.
had my babies. I
Yes.
raised them.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Like, do you think his
horrifying.
mom still like makes him breakfast and lunch and dinner?
I would guess so. Yeah. I literally think so. Yeah. I mean, I feel like every decision this guy makes is either passed by his parents, passed by his sister. Like, he's got the baby child sort of syndrome thing still going on. And, I feel bad. Like, I don't want to sit here and bash him because, he's got good qualities. He was good to me for a certain point of time. I just think he has a lot of growing up to do.
Which is not something that you want to be tied to. You're
No.
like, I want somebody who can meet me where I'm at.
Exactly.
Like emotionally, physically mature, like maturity wise.
Yeah.
Not somebody who I have to hold your hand while you grow up.
Yeah. And
Right?
like I go by my gut a lot and I've denied it over and over again, like in relationships. And I promised myself this time I was not going to do that. And the whole time we're filming, like I just have this feeling inside me, like something's not right, something's not adding up, whatever. And it wasn't until later that I was like, oh, now I know. It's because all of this is just for show. Like he's living at home. He's not really like very mature. He doesn't know how to communicate. Like, he freezes. He's got like trauma issues. So I'm like, yeah, no. So
Are you okay? So obviously, women's intuition is insane.
Yes.
And there's always something. But it's hard
Always.
also for us to be like, okay, I just feel the intuition, so I'm going to pump the brakes. It's like you still kind of got to wait and see what comes to
especially like if
fruition.
your heart is kind of into it or if you're like super attracted to the guy or
Right.
whatever, like you're vibing, like you kind of want to deny that feeling because you're just like, well, maybe I'll just like have fun and like continue in this relationship just having fun. But then at a certain point, you have to like listen to yourself and be like, okay, you need to do what's right for you and take a hike out of here.
What has this done for your dating life since the show? And I also want to know what your dating life was like before the show. Like, what's
Yeah.
it like? I can't. Dating is just awful.
It's so horrible. Yeah. I mean, I'm on Raya. I just like reopened it up, and
I have
it was
not been
so
accepted.
funny.
It's been 5 years.
Oh, seriously?
5 years. No one will accept me on that app.
Wait, that's so weird.
I don't
That's
know
so
why.
wrong and weird. Like,
And now
what?
I just want it to happen.
Yeah,
like I'm
no,
like,
people are
why?
curious about it.
I'm like, why am I not getting
I
accepted?
know. I can refer you.
I have referrals. I'm like,
No, I'm
somebody
just
just
kidding.
doesn't like me. That is a part of that
Yeah.
dating app. I don't know.
No,
okay,
I
so
don't know.
Raya
Yeah.
is where you're meeting people.
Yeah, so all over the world, which is crazy, and it's good because I do travel. And I went on a couple dates before I went on the show, but since then, like I didn't date. I haven't dated anybody since we wrapped or since John because I just didn't want to like drag them into the whole thing. And
Right.
I mean, obviously, like my DMs are just like crazy right
With
now.
guys?
Yeah, but I don't
Really?
even pay attention. Like
Why not?
because I feel like most of the way that people DM you, it's like, hey, you're so hot. And I'm like,
You are hot.
I know, but like that is just not a way to like
Yeah. So
woo
what's
me.
the
like,
way?
Be a little bit more original. Like find something to talk to me about. I don't know. Because like
Yeah.
if they do catch my attention, then I'll look at their profile picture and then I'm like, okay, like if you make it through that stage, then
So what do you
maybe
want, like
I'll
a
respond
joke?
to you.
Like a joke or like something
Yeah.
witty?
Yes. Like
Okay.
I love somebody who has a great sense of humor.
Same.
So that's huge for me. So yeah.
Do you, okay, so
And
what?
they have to be hot. Sorry.
yeah.
Like
I agree.
no old
You
yucky
need hot.
men. No,
You need
thank
hot.
you.
Do you think that like, okay, define hot. Like looks matter.
Yeah.
But for me, that's very like I'm all over the place. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
need to be somebody that's like, oh my God, stunning, gorgeous model. But it's like
Right.
if you have
Well,
confidence.
sometimes that's a red flag
and you're
too.
funny. Yeah, true.
Like if somebody's too hot,
yeah.
then you know.
Now I'm insecure.
You know that they've been around and like you can't necessarily trust them.
For
and
sure.
Whatever.
For sure.
So it has to be kind of like the middle ground.
I feel like you know what I kind of my next victim. I'm like I want somebody who maybe like was really fat and then got into really good shape.
Yeah.
So they're like, they don't even know how hot they are.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. And then they usually have a really good personality. Because they've had to like, people who aren't really attractive can't rely on their looks. So they usually develop
so
better
random.
personalities, right? Or they're like way more like, they're harder working or they're funnier. And then I'm like, okay, and now you're hot and you don't even know how hot you are. Like, I'm like, something like that, I feel like. Would be a good catch.
One of my ex-boyfriends kind of was like that.
Okay.
And he was horrible. So
why?
That's the only thing that comes into my mind.
So he lost a bunch of weight?
Yeah. He was one of those guys that was like, he was like one extreme to the other.
Okay.
You know, so it was like, not that he was like obese or anything, but he was like a heavier guy, and then he would put his mind to it, and then he'd become like super skinny.
Okay.
And he was just, I don't know, he was kind of a narcissist. So yeah, I don't know.
There's a little bit of narcissism in every man.
I know.
It's awful. Also too, I feel like they could still be, then they could just be insecure and be like,
true.
Am I still not like good enough? Like everybody has their issues.
Yeah.
Also, being with a really attractive woman can bring out insecurities in a man.
True.
And it's just the older you get, I'm like, you'd think it would get easier. Like logically speaking, you'd be like, okay, they're wiser. They've had more life experience.
Yeah.
They know what they want. They know what they don't want. But it just gets harder.
No, I think the older generation, like the guys that are in my age group as well as older, like they're very traditional. So, you know, they want to like take over the women's life and like control them to a certain extent. You know, they might have like a ton of money and then they throw money at you and then they're trying to control you through that. And I'm like, nope, you cannot buy me. Like, maybe when I was in my 20s, you could have, but like those days are long gone.
So true.
And I just think that the older guys, they are all looking at younger girls. And I love being in the position that I'm at because I'm like, I'm an older woman. I won't even date your ugly ass because I want someone who's younger. So like,
you're like, I'm too hot.
Back at you. Like, you want to date someone younger or me? You're not dating me. Go for the younger ones who you can control.
Right.
You know?
Well, because there's such a stigma too. I feel like, I mean, do you agree that women who date younger men are so much more harshly criticized than men who date younger women?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, completely. Like me, perfect example. If I was a guy and I was 55 and I was dating somebody who was in like her late 20s, there'd be no problem. I mean, not that there'd be no problem, but it would just be like, oh, it's another one of those. It's another one of those cases. But like for me, like people are calling me horrible things.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like what? What would the horrible thing be? Cradle robber?
Yeah. Like obviously like there's like
bad.
the trade names or whatever, but just saying that I'm like, you know, calling me grandma. And I'm like, I'm not a grandma. But I mean, not that
They're
I'm
jealous.
opposed to that. Yeah. And just like saying critical things about like my skin or my body or whatever, just looking for something to come at me about. And it's just not necessary.
Well, also like you're stunning. Like if anybody wants to, it's just there's always going to be trolls on the internet.
No, for
always.
sure.
You know that. Like
Yes.
you're a smart, educated, like intelligent woman.
No, I literally laugh at like
Yeah.
half of it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and they have like
Come
no
at me
no
with something
picture,
else. Yeah,
no picture,
exactly.
but and then like their
No
profile is like
followers.
Proverbs
Yeah.
3. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. It's probably one of like the
Okay, so what
exes.
do you think has been the biggest like misconception around you guys so far? You and John,
about our relationship in particular.
or maybe you in general. What sticks out?
I think people are just thinking that I really hurt him and that I was the cause of the breakup and the problem. And I mean, I'm not saying I didn't have a part of it, but I think it takes two people. And I think we both like contributed equally, if not maybe him a little bit more, just because he's horrible with communication. So I think people coming down hard on me because of me being mean to him, like if they watch the reunion or whatever. Or, you know, people just thinking like I'm after all these younger guys, which that is not the case. Like I'm an equal employment opportunist or whatever.
Right.
Like I will date whoever, but you have to be my equal or better. Like I'm not going to date somebody who's like less than.
Do you feel like you are kind of in this catch-22 because you're like, what I'm attracted to physically is younger, but then they can't meet you where you're at maturity-wise or emotionally?
I don't know. I mean, I've only dated like maybe 4 guys that were younger than me, obviously John being the youngest. And the other relationships that I had were actually no problem. They were good. It just didn't work out for one reason or the other. One of the guys I really, really did love, but he let himself go physically. And so like the physical part of it is very important to me. And I'm not asking for like, you know, an incredible GQ model or whatever, but I work hard on myself. I expect my partner to do the same or just take good care of themselves. So
what are you looking for? Like, what do you think has been missing in the previous relationships, and what is it that you are looking for now in a relationship? Do you want to get remarried?
I mean, I don't have to get married. I definitely want to find like my partner for the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to be like jumping around dating a bunch of guys. But honesty is a huge thing for me. And my like previous couple relationships that were pretty significant were based in dishonesty on their part. And that was very hurtful and horrible and scarring. And I've done a ton of work on myself to get over that. So, you know, trust is a very difficult thing for me. So I need to be with somebody that I know that I can trust.
So is that like deception in a way of like being in, you know, infidelity or just not being who they say they are?
You know, in any way, but in my case, infidelity was like a huge part of what happened in my last significant relationship. And so if I see that anybody's being dishonest in any way, it triggers me.
For sure.
So like you look at John and like maybe keeping information from me isn't, lying in particular, but it's still deception, and that's triggering.
Yeah, your nervous system can't relax. And also, too, I feel like women, you know, I don't know if it's moms or people who have been in relationships where they've been, you know, I don't want to say like traumatized, but when you've been lied to and you didn't know what was going on in the relationship, your senses are heightened to that in future relationships. And so the slightest shift, you're like, okay, something's like your body is like screaming, like something's going on. Like you said, you knew there was something that he wasn't telling you or that he was hiding or keeping. And it's like, it's really hard to move past something like that because your body, you have like a physical reaction.
And I've just learned to like not listen to words and put so much value in that. But, you know, actions are everything for me. So
I say listen with your eyes.
Yes.
But I always tell myself I don't always listen.
Yeah, because my previous relationship, this guy had multiple relationships going on at the same time.
Where was this? What city?
Chicago.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
How long were you dating him?
Unfortunately, about 5 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Because he kept it like the whole thing didn't really come tumbling down. Like I didn't see what was really going on until the last year.
For all 5 years, he was seeing he had multiple like lives.
Yes.
You know, you're not the first person that has told me this. This happened to my mom
It's
too.
Bizarre.
She saw them on, there was like a baseball game on and it panned over to him in the audience and he was with another woman. And come to find out there was for 4 years, multiple like full-blown relationships.
Completely. And like we didn't know about each other.
Yeah.
And like I would have girls that would reach out to me and be like, I think he might be dating someone else. And I'd be like, and I'd ask him and he would say like, oh, she's just crazy. Like she's been obsessed with me forever. And he is a surgeon. So he had a very busy work schedule supposedly. So that was how he got out of it. And then he would make the excuse that he was with his kids and like his family. And like the guy he's a master liar.
Manipulator, narcissist.
Insane.
Yeah. Those are also, I know from like witnessing like my mom go through this, how difficult it is to get over something like that and being so manipulated. And then you're like, how do I even trust myself again? Because I was like lied to for 5 years by somebody.
Well, and then they like trick you to get back into it, you know, because it's that whole, what's it called? Like trauma bonding or whatever, where like, you want to believe them because you miss that like good part of the relationship so badly. So you just fall back into it. And they're just, you know, they cry and they like throw themselves on the ground. And you're just like, the empathetic part of you is like, 100%. Okay, I'll give you another try. And then another one and another one. And then 5 years down the road.
And it's so crazy because like there's nothing more illogical than wanting to be comforted by what hurt you.
Yeah.
And it's like when that person, you're like, they cause so much pain and so much hurt, but you're like, but hug me, hold me.
Yeah.
Bring me close. Like, tell me it's going to be okay. And you're like, okay, now it's good again for a month or two. And then it's like, same thing happened. And then it's just this vicious cycle.
Yep.
And then you're trapped and it's 5 years go by and you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got like crazy. Like you become like a detective.
Psycho. I know.
You know, and I mean, I was like, I put a tile in his car at one point. Like, I'm
then you think
so
you're crazy.
embarrassed to admit some of the stuff that I did, but it was like I had to get to the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't do the things that I did, I would never have gotten to the truth. And, you know, you just like waste all of your days, like just
because it makes you go crazy.
Yeah.
And then like I don't want to use all of these words that are so overused. These terms are like the gaslighting and the manipulation, and then it's the triggering, and then the trauma bonding.
It's
all
happens,
real.
Though. It all happens,
and it's usually the men making us crazy, and they're doing this stuff, and you're like, "Am I crazy?"
No, you do. You feel crazy.
You feel nuts.
Yeah.
And it's so relatable though. The more that I've talked to women about this, I'm like, oh my gosh, so many women have been through this.
Yeah.
And it just makes it really hard to go out and date again.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh my gosh, is anyone normal?
Yeah.
Is anyone normal? And like, again, not only normal, but good looking, fun, maybe a little spontaneous, genuine, and, has a good heart. It's really
very
hard to trust.
find.
Very hard.
I don't know why there's like so many more like qualified and whole women than there are men. Like what happened there?
I really don't know.
Well,
that's what I was also going to ask you. Do you think that men who are men, not all men suck, but most of them.
Yeah.
Do you think that guys who like older women, and I'm in this boat too, like I've dated guys in their 20s and I'm in my 30s. Do you think that they have like mommy issues, would you say? Because the more I find out about John, I'm like, maybe he has mommy issues.
I mean, I was thinking that as well. And then I look at my boys and I'm like, they're so good to their girlfriends and fiance. Like
that's such a tribute though to you and like as a mother that your sons treat women right.
Yeah. So I don't really know what the formula is for like making a good guy, but I do think mothers have a huge part of it, mothers and fathers and friends and their environment that they grow up in maybe.
Really I think that guys, especially guys are like, oh, I love older women or oh, I love single moms.
Yeah,
I'm like there's something going on there.
Yeah, like why?
There's something.
What defines that? Like why are you attracted to just older women? Like I'm not just attracted to younger guys.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to anybody that just takes care of themselves and has like a good personality and doesn't lie.
Like there's not that many deal breakers.
The criteria is not that deep.
Be kind and funny and have a good personality. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
And to be attractive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not that, it's hard to find. Yeah. I will say it is hard to find. I feel though like, so do you have any regrets from doing the show?
No, none at all. I mean, I loved it. It was super fun. You know, John and I did really, really connect. And I mean, watching my story back was like a lot of emotion came back up. We're so cute together. Like we really had something. But we were in a bubble. And so when real life comes at you, everything changes. And it's, life is not, you can't live life in a bubble. That's for sure.
Yeah. Besides him, obviously, like living with his parents, what do you think was the biggest, like, deal breaker or the biggest hurdle that you guys had in real life? Like, what was it?
I mean, his ability to communicate through difficult things, Okay.
So conflict resolution?
Yeah, conflict resolution. And we had, a few conversations off camera right at the end of like taping where we said, I was like, we're going to have issues. Like people are going to say nasty things. We're going to be like, I don't know what your friends are going to say. I don't know what my friends are going to say, whatever. So we have to really be strong there for each other. And we're like, yeah. He's like, yeah. And like literally a week after, it was like gone.
Crickets.
Yeah. He just would disappear. And I'm like, what happened to the guy who literally sat at the bar with me and was like, I will I will be there for you. Like, we will be there for each other, all those things.
Do you think he just didn't have it in him, or do you think he was just like, I'm over this?
I think he was over it. I think he got back to Miami. He was with his friends. He was coming off of the high of being on the show and, you know, really excited. He started making these like super weird, cringy Instagram videos of like, follow me for the next 300 days and see where fame takes me or whatever.
Stop.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
He
might have taken him down, but like I actually kept him because I was like, I got to have
I
receipts.
screen recorded that
Yeah.
shit.
No, it was.
Blackmail.
And I was like, this is weird. Like, he's already trying to get on like the fame train and.
Ick.
Yeah.
Ew.
Total ick.
Ew.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it is what it is, but you definitely dodged a bullet.
I did, for sure.
Like, that's crazy. I also feel like a lot of times, I mean, here's just the truth, and I need to like take my own advice, but younger men, or even not even younger men, just men that aren't in a position of a beautiful, confident, successful woman,
Yeah.
I feel like they think that they have something to gain by dating somebody in that position. Like maybe they're like, oh,
no
this is going to be
question.
like somehow like my sugar mommy or
Yes.
take care of me.
Yes.
And I can just ride that
sure.
train.
For sure.
Right?
And I think, you know, that kind of coincides with like the whole mommy thing, like being taken care of, but maybe in a different way. Like, you know, she's going to have all these great, you know, connections and, he wants to be in modeling and like I'm a stylist. So I have like great connections with agents and all of that stuff. So, you know, who knows what was really going through the head. But I do think that like, I think it can work. I think if people are sort of on equal playing fields. So I'm not saying like age gap relationships can't work, but I think it's tricky. And I think you have to be very intentional about it.
Absolutely. Do you see like a future with you? Like what do you think is on the horizon for you? Like, what do you think is next?
Well, I mean, I just opened up my Raya again. So it's funny because I hadn't been on it in a while and so many people know me from the show. And it's just the weirdest thing.
The men are like saying things?
Yeah. They're like,
Men
oh
are
my God.
watching the show?
Oh, tons of them from like all over the world.
Do you think that's like, is that a red flag or a green flag or like just a beige flag? If they're like, you're watching reality television, like dating shows?
I mean,
what
I
do you
do
think?
think about it. Like, but the way that they're kind of, some of them are saying is that, you know, I came across it and I saw you and I was intrigued and I'm like, okay, that could be true, but it still seems like kind of a far fetch. So yeah, I don't know. I do think like watching a dating reality show for a guy is kind of different.
Kind of. Yeah, but I do know some guys that are even older and I'm like, okay, I feel like guys get more like emotional as they get older too and like more open to
I
like
also
watching.
think like this type of a show is maybe a little bit more interesting to a guy because it's like, oh, we're talking about age gaps and like older guys, younger girls, younger guys, you know, and I think that kind of opens up a little bit more interest with guys who maybe think in those ways. So they're like, I want to see this play out on TV.
Right. What do you think? What's been like the weirdest or like creepiest dating experience you've had? I'm assuming you've dated a lot.
Oh yeah. Gosh. Creepiest dating experience. I mean, you know, you get the whole catfish thing, which is
because you're meeting somebody online.
Yes. I mean, there was one time, probably like a year ago, I met this guy for a drink and I walk in and he was like unrecognizable, you know, totally different. And he was wearing these pants that were like bright stripes. I mean, I was like, no, absolutely not. But I'm a nice person. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sit. I'll have a drink with you. And then I'm going to go to the bathroom and pretend like I'm getting sick. And then I'm leaving. And that's exactly what I did. I was like, I had to get out of there as fast as I could. I don't even think I drank like the entire glass of wine.
There's probably a roofie in it.
Yeah.
Good thing you did it.
Yeah.
Wait, so you didn't say to him, like, dude, you don't look anything like your photo.
No.
Like, what are you thinking?
I think I said something like through text later. I was just like, it was not anything like what I expected. Like, you need to update your photos. And I didn't say it in like a mean way, but yeah, I was like, absolutely not. Like,
guys like that, I just don't understand.
How can people do that? How can you be on a dating site, put a certain picture of yourself there and then expect that the person's just going to be like cool with it.
They're delusional. They're literally unhinged, and they think like, oh, when somebody, and maybe they don't even think that they really look that different. Like in their head, they're like, I look pretty similar. And you're like,
yeah, it's from like 20 years ago.
You don't.
And you had, a full head of hair. Now
And why waste people's time and your own?
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just so bored that they're like, hey, at least I can sit with a pretty girl for 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
You know what I mean?
That's how long it would
Does
last.
anybody hit on you in real life? Ever?
Or like not really. And
guys are such pussies.
Yeah, I know. You would think that it would be a little bit more, but I don't know if they're just like intimidated or maybe I just don't look great in person. I
think
know.
you look great, but like, when you're out, like let's say you're having having a cocktail with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Are you like making yourself approachable? Like for me, like I don't make eye contact with anybody. So like I had a matchmaker and she was like, you're not making eye contact with anybody? Like no one's going to come up to you.
I don't do that.
You don't make eye contact?
No.
So, yeah,
like I'm like, you have to come to me. Like
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the pursuer in any way, shape
Yeah.
or form. And I mean, maybe I should open myself up a little bit more. But I feel like as the night goes on, and drinks are flowing.
The cocktails are flowing.
Then something will happen.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, yeah. No.
So when you were married, and
Twice.
how long have you been divorced?
So my second marriage ended in, let's see, 19, I think it was 18 or 19.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a quick one. It was only like
Okay.
2.5 years.
So the all of your kids, same dad, and then you
Yes.
got remarried.
Yes.
So what happened? What happened in both relationships?
So my kid's father, we got married super young. We met in college, and I had just lost my brother, my only sibling, who was older than me, and so I was just kind of looking for something to attach myself to for like security purposes. And we had a great marriage. Like we were good, solid for probably like 7 years, and then the next like 7 years it was rough. And I think careers kind of got in the way of things. He became very obsessed with like just making money and like doing that whole thing. And I got just kind of left to the side, and he did not want me working anymore. So I stopped my career in fashion in New York, and we moved back to Chicago. And I don't regret it. Like I stayed at home and raised my kids, and I'm grateful that I was given that opportunity to do that. But I was really bored, and I was young. I was a young mom. So I think we kind of grew apart. We have a really good relationship today, and he's remarried, and we're just really, really good friends, and we support each other. He actually watched my 2 dogs while I filmed Age of Attraction, which was hilarious. My second marriage, it was another bad narcissistic situation. I thought I knew this guy. He was a doctor. My mom was a nurse. They worked together. And literally the night we got married, it was like a light switch, and he became another person.
Stop.
Yeah. Yeah. And I knew that night that I made a huge mistake. I mean, I didn't even sleep in the same room as him.
That gave me the chills.
Yeah. I slept with my daughter that night. We were in Hawaii, so I was obviously far from home. It was a very small wedding. It was just family, so didn't have any support, which is how he liked it. He wanted to isolate me. Mm-hmm. He started coming down hard on like me saying I was a horrible mother and like being very weird about my kids.
How old were your kids at the time?
Michael, my youngest, was 10.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he was still very attached to me. And my ex-husband did not like that. Like he wanted me all to himself, which is, textbook narcissist, which I didn't even know anything about like narcissistic personalities until probably like 5 years after, once I started dating that other guy.
Right.
When I was like being pretty much abused in that relationship. And I was like learning through podcasts and people. And I was like, oh my God, my ex-husband is literally textbook.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had financially kind of put me in a situation where I couldn't leave until 2.5 years later. So it was rough.
How long did you know him before you got married?
Well, I knew him sort of from afar for probably like 7-8 years. I'd fixed him up with one of my best friends actually because I was still married when I first met him. But again, he was like, my mom was his nurse. So my mom was like, oh, he's a great guy. You know,
But isn't that crazy how somebody can be a great guy, but then in a relationship, they're 180.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah. And like people who only know them sort of on that superficial level think that they're just like the greatest people ever. And then you're trying to convince people like, no, he's X, Y, and Z. And they just don't see it. So then you, again, get gaslit and you're like, so it's
Or they're telling you like, oh, I'm so generous and I'm so kind and everyone loves me. You're like, am I crazy?
Yeah.
Because like I'm getting a totally different version of you than what these people, what everybody thinks you are.
Yeah.
And then you're isolated, so you feel even crazier and no one sees that side of that person. So it's a total mind fuck.
Yeah. But I mean, I recognized that right away that I needed to like start making a plan to get out of there. But it was complicated because I had my kids and I was like, I don't want them to have any part of this. So it was like very much walking on eggshells like every single day trying to figure out a plan of how am I going to navigate this and get out of here as soon as I can. So
if there's one piece of advice that you could like look back and give yourself at, you know, your younger self, what do you think that advice would be?
I mean, pay attention to the red flags. Like I just denied them, you know, gave the other person the benefit of the doubt over and over again. And I think I was just way too generous. And I also made myself into someone that I was not very often.
How?
I would always say like I'm twisting myself into a pretzel to be somebody that makes their life better, not my life. So, you know,
like
I would
being
compromise.
giving or like by making yourself smaller?
Making myself smaller. Like taking things that were really important to me, such as my career, and putting that to the side because that person was like, oh, well, we'll have a better life if you don't work. Yeah. So.
And it sounds great though. You're like, okay, like maybe that would be good, especially with small children, you know?
Right.
You're like, okay, maybe that's a good thing.
Right.
You're like, am I crazy? Like a man wants to take care of me.
Yeah. Like sold me such a great little package, you know, and I didn't realize it was filled with a lot of conditions and a lot of control. So
that was a quick marriage out of that. And then how long have you been divorced since then?
So that
Just a
was
few years.
2019.
Okay.
No, so like 7 years, 8 years like gone. And then, within that time period, I was with the other guy who's also a doctor. So I think I'm done with doctors.
She has a type.
I don't know if I have a type. I mean, and my two husbands were both like East Coast Italians. So there's that type.
Okay.
You know, as well.
So you like a little spice. You like the energy.
Yeah.
The personality.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, do you ever look back and you're like, oh my God, should I just stayed married to the father of my children?
Oh, for sure.
Because I have those thoughts.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
after so many horrible dating experiences.
Yes. I was like, it wasn't so bad after all.
Right. Is he remarried?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. No, you know, I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
Like literally, I've thought about it, and I'm like, I don't think I could do it. Like, I just don't. Too much has happened, and like, he's very, very different. But like, he's a great guy, and I know he still loves me, and I know he would probably like, be like yes immediately if I was like, let's just go get remarried,
right?
You know, but I couldn't do that.
I think too, especially like being married young and then having that experience of building a family together and creating a family together and going through parenthood and children and all of those crazy like life experiences at such a young age.
Yeah.
And obviously he's the father of your children. He's going to be in your life forever and vice versa.
Right.
So it's like you guys know each other on such a different level.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like you've been divorced for however long and they're still in your life. So they still see you through all these seasons. Like you said, your ex watched your dogs while you were filming your show. And it's like there is a comfort in that.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, I feel like because there's such a comfort, it's so easy. And so you're just like, oh, I could just default back to that because it's like you fall right back into it. It's comfortable. It's safe to a certain extent. But I just don't think it's the right thing to do.
Well, it's also like, do I want to have sex with that person? That's all I think about.
Thank you.
I'm like, I just don't.
Yeah,
everything would be great, but do I want to have sex with you?
No, exactly. I'm like,
which sucks.
Could we just not do that and like,
and do everything else?
Yeah,
so easy. It's so great. Especially, I'm like, there's going to be grandchildren soon, and it's like, you know, easy. I mean, my daughter's only 16, but I'm like thinking, so I've been dating for 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what
I know.
the hell? And it's so funny because I was so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed when I got divorced at 26.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? This is going to be so fun. And I was like controlled in my like marriage where we were so young when we got together and we had kids, and he just wanted to like control me.
Right.
That's the way he felt safe. And, long story anyways, none of it matters. But I thought it was going to be such a fun experience.
Right.
And then very quickly I was like, this isn't fun anymore.
No. Yeah.
The dating is not fun anymore.
Yeah.
And fast forward 10 years later, like one toxic relationship, one boring relationship, one like anxious attachment style. I'm like, oh my God, it's just, what are we doing?
I don't know. I think that the dating world right now is something's got to change. I don't know.
I don't foresee it happening.
That's why I was like, I had said at some point, going on these dating reality shows, it's like maybe that's like the future for dating successfully because they're vetted at least.
Right. Kind of like matchmaking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You just have to know like to ask certain questions like, do you still live at home with your parents?
God. Are you a covert narcissist?
Yes, exactly.
Just tell me now.
Yeah.
They should be hooked up to a lie detector.
No, for
or
sure.
Or you should be able to like have reviews
They
of
should be
exes.
able to like spit on something and it just says like, how close are you to the narcissistic range? And
that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And I also think like there should be some way, like the guys that you've dated that you're like, okay, so, like red flag, narcissist.
Yeah.
Like why can't we write a review on these men?
There's all those things now.
There is?
Yeah.
What?
Well, are we dating the same guy? And then there's the other app that's called like the T.
Isn't that Are We Dating the Same Guy? Isn't that like for cheaters though?
Yeah.
Which I guess the guy you were dating was a cheater.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like that's in the moment. So how do they find out? They post a picture? Or how do you know?
So there's this app, it's called T. I think it still exists, but I haven't looked at it for a year and a half. And you literally can put like a review on a guy, and I know it sucks. Like,
so you have to write his whole name and then you post a picture, or what?
Yeah, I think you do first name and then the last letter, or the first letter of last name, and then just a description of like what the person was like. And this is crazy. I went on a date with a guy, couple dates actually, and super cute, successful, seemed like a great guy. And I told my friend about him. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm like seeing this guy. I'm going on another date with him tomorrow or whatever. The next morning she pulls it up on this app, and it turns out he had raped someone. Yeah, he had roofied a couple girls.
What? Yeah. How did she find him though?
His picture.
So you go through and you have to search like and look through to see if someone.
You can do, it's like instead of doing Google Lens, you do a picture.
Oh, like a reverse image search.
Yeah.
Shut up. Uh-huh. What is this app called?
TEA.
Like
Yeah.
Oh,
it's kind of dangerous.
Gosh. No, but honestly, like we have a right to know. Somebody was in here the other day talking about this horrible experience that she had with a man. And I was like, you need to tell the people who this person is, because no woman should ever have to be subjected to that type of misery ever again.
Yes.
And these guys think that they're so protected because, that no one's ever going to find out. And it's like, so many women waste so much time, or they're literally in danger and in harm's way with these crazy, especially around here, like in Newport Beach and like Orange County. These men that have so much money, I feel like you know how the girls have like the crazy hot matrix scale? Have you heard of this?
Yes.
Men have like the crazy rich scale. Like I don't know what it is. Like the richer they are, the crazier they are. I truly believe that.
I
not
totally
only with
agree.
like kinks and fetishes and like, but they just think they can do whatever they want.
I know.
And no one can tell them no.
Yep.
And it's
because we'll just go to the next person and just throw a bunch of money at them. Come on my private plane and
you're like, oh, this is so great. I'm like, I don't even need a plane.
So much corruption.
I don't need a plane.
No.
I just need someone that like wants to be a good partner, be successful to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Be funny and good
have
sex.
some like good values and want to work hard and whatever. Yeah.
It's not as easy. Dating just it does suck. And then you see all these people too, social media. You're like, oh my God, they're so happy and they're so cute and they're so in love and they do TikToks together and it's so perfect. And I'm like,
but I don't know. Sometimes those are just fake.
It never is. And then a year later, like getting divorced, he cheated. And I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, my second marriage, like he was very weird about my social media. Like he wanted only pictures of he and I on there. And in the meantime, like behind closed doors, he's like horrible to me. But like everybody saw on social media, they thought we were a perfect couple.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say, social media and dating, like I was just talking to some guy very briefly, and he was going to like fly into Chicago, take me out to dinner, whatever. I had requested him on Instagram, and he had not accepted. And so I was like, well, this is weird. Like, you found me on Instagram. This is the one person I talked to through DMs, okay? So
But you
I
couldn't
was like,
see his profile?
no, because it's request. You know, you have to request it. He didn't accept it yet. So I send him a message. I'm like, hey, like, I'm just curious, like, why haven't you like accepted my, like, this is a weird thing for me to even have to ask.
Right.
Like, I feel stalky-ish doing this. But so then I look at how many posts he had. He had 63. He, like 5 minutes later, he's like, okay, yeah, I just, and then guess what? He deleted.
Shut up.
Yes.
Oh, you're good.
So I was like, red flag. Like,
how many did he delete?
you're done. 5. So I was like, what are those 5?
To look at that.
Yes.
Wait, so you never met him?
Never met him. Nope. Spoke to him on the phone.
What if it was just ex-girlfriends?
But why would they still be up there? And then why not just say something? Just be like, oh yeah, like I have my ex-girlfriend down there. Like I'm just gonna clean it up for a second. Like just say that.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
that is such a good,
Not
like
going
I would
for
not
it.
even have thought about hovering the magnifying glass over freaking how many posts there are.
I know.
Oh, you're good. You have trauma. The girl has some trauma.
Nobody is going to,
Yeah.
get one on me anymore.
Right. You're like, I'm
forget
not
it.
wasting any time. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not worth my peace.
But I was so proud of myself that I thought to do that. I was like,
That's
oh,
good.
that's so smart. Like, yeah, look, because I said something to him and then I'm like, hold on, let me see how many posts he has. So
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I know.
Well, I do think, if you do know what you want and you are serious, and I mean, I know it gets harder and harder as, we get older and I do think like most people are like, oh, don't settle, don't lower your standards. And I do think a high value woman such as yourself, honestly, the standard actually gets a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But then you're like, shit, I don't want to be alone forever. But I
Right.
do think that this will open so many doors for you. And I mean, besides you being stunning, I just think that you're like a strong woman who knows what she wants.
you.
And I do think that the trauma can like hone and make you
Yeah.
just wiser and more experienced and
agree.
funnel you into a better position so
Yeah.
you don't get,
I think it scares guys too.
for sure.
And that's good because I'll weed them out.
Right.
Don't
100%.
mess with me.
I do think though that men, guys, boys, whatever, in the beginning, they put on a facade. So my biggest lesson that I took from my last like dating, curve was when you first meet somebody, don't tell them exactly what went wrong in your past relationships.
Oh, true.
And don't tell them like exactly what you're looking for and exactly what you want, because men and women, I'm sure, they do exactly that. They're like,
Right.
okay, so she was controlled and the guy yelled at her and he wasn't nice to the kids. So I'll pretend to be
yeah.
the opposite of all of that for 3 or 4 or 5 months.
For sure.
And then the mask comes off once you're like already invested and committed. So
Yeah.
you give them the roadmap. That's what I used to do.
I know. I think that's really good advice to not
Yeah.
say too much.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
And if we vibe, we vibe. And if we connect, it's great.
Yeah.
Just be yourself. I don't want to give you I don't want to show all my cards.
Right.
And I'm like an over communicator and sharer,
Yeah.
which is hard for me to
Yeah.
not do.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a game.
But you have to like think before you speak.
and I'm not good at that. It's probably why I'm good for reality TV.
Right.
I'm not so good at thinking before I speak.
Yeah,
and
same.
it backfires sometimes. But for dating, I definitely think that's like,
I agree.
part of the equation.
Yeah.
Okay, also, I need to know if you've had any work done because I'm feeling already like I need a lower facelift. And
Oh no, I've never. I've done some laser.
Okay.
And I've done Botox.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. No wonder.
Yeah.
The girls are just so jealous.
Yeah.
You
I
have
don't know.
fabulous genetics.
No, I do. My mom is 80. She's going to be 85 in a few weeks, and she looks like she's 15 years younger than she
And
is.
what's the workout routine? What are
So
you doing?
I teach yoga.
Okay.
So I teach yoga sculpt and a like HIIT strength class.
Mm-hmm.
So I teach 7 classes a week. So that keeps me in shape. And then I will like run. I'm always very active. So busy doing
Busy bee.
stuff. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'll take the steps rather than the escalator.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. What is one piece, what's your best advice that you would give to women that are in the dating space right now?
Look at their Instagram for sure, or whatever social media they're on. If they're like, oh, I'm not a big social media person, find another way to like look them up in some way. Talk to their friends. I think friends, past girlfriends, things like that are really important litmus tests. If they get a bad review, then that's a little bit of a red flag. So, I mean, of course, you can always have like the crazy exes, but if they say, oh, they're crazy exes, that usually means that they're crazy, not the exes. Yeah, I don't know. I would say
Do your research.
Do your research. Yeah, for sure.
Don't be afraid to investigate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be a little crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, and where can everybody find you on socials?
TikTok, Instagram,
What's your handle?
Theresa DeMaria.
There we go.
Yeah, I have a few, but on Instagram, just because I have like my styling one, but that one's locked up.
Well, I can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
Me too.
I would love to see you land a freaking 10 out of 10 guy and sail off into the sunset. And I hope that you share the experience if that does happen.
Oh my gosh, I would absolutely.
And
yeah, I hope I get that opportunity.
I think you will. I think you will. It was such a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for joining me.
To meet you.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. And we will see you next week on Pretty Dirty.